Hey everyone, it's Lexie. In today's video I'm going to be doing kind of a wrap up of like music, TV shows, and movies that I've watched or listened to this month. So yeah, so October was a very good music. It was an all around very good month in terms of like all of like the stuff that I watched or listened to. So yeah, all the TV shows kind of are back in full swing, which is always nice. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. I apologize for any of the noise that you hear in the background. They are doing construction next door and I feel like it is constant. So I'm just pulling out my iPad here to see the music because I feel like I've listened to so much, like so many great music that has come out. And so yeah, I'm so excited in November because November 3rd, Kelsea Ballerini's new album comes out, and then on the 10th is Taylor Swift's new album, which I'm so excited for. So November, I can already tell is going to be a very good month. So obviously Gorgeous came out in October by Taylor Swift, which is just amazing. It is so catchy. I love it. Miss Me More is really good as well. So those are like, I think, the two songs that I got this month, I want to say. Oh, I also got Need the Sun to Break by James Bay, which is a really good song. I don't know why I didn't have it yet. Like I Loved You by Brett Young is an amazing song. Go and check that out. Unforgettable by Rhett. Greatest Love Story by LANCO. What Lovers Do by Maroon 5. And Ruin the Friendship by Demi Lovato are just really, really good songs. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to a lot this month. So in regards to TV shows, I haven't really watched anything new. It's just kind of all of the TV shows. I've like just been so busy with midterms, I haven't had a lot of time to actually kind of like, because I know as a family we would always watch White Collar, and we got halfway through season 5, so like almost there, but I haven't watched it since. So I was wanting to get caught up with all the shows, so I'm probably gonna watch that in November and just like finish it. But Madam Secretary restarted up again this October, which was really nice. I really love that show, and like the first episode was like a really good jab with like all of the fake news and all that. So I was like, rock on, you guys did good there. Again, This Is Us I really have been liking, and Law and Order and Modern Family are just the shows that I've been currently watching a lot of recently. So those have been like the key ones right now. And it was neat because I was watching Gilmore Girls, like the pilot episode, and I was like, why does like Stars Hollow, because it's not like the Stars Hollow that they filmed the rest of the series, and I'm like, why does it look so familiar? And I found out that it was filmed in my hometown in Canada, which is crazy. So I was like, I called my sister, I was like, watch the pilot, like when you look at Stars Hollow. And she's like, oh my god. So it's crazy that it, like, I was there when they filmed it. So fun fact of the day. So let's just go right into movies. Alright everyone, so as always I have my letterbox, which you can follow down below. I'll be linked down below so you can go follow me on that. So I did watch a kind of diverse group of videos, I will say. So let's just kind of go into it. So first off this month, while my computer's catching up, I watched The Space Between Us, which is kind of a sci-fi rom-com, like a teenage rom-com, and I saw the trailers for this and it seemed really interesting, and I think this was one of the cases where the trailers ended up like were better than the movie. It was okay. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I felt like it couldn't decide like what it wanted to be, if it wanted to be a sci-fi movie or not, but it follows a guy who his mother died during like a space expedition, so he's been living on Mars his entire life, so until he finally he's allowed to come back, and when he's there he's been in contact with someone from Earth, so he goes out and seeks her so they can try to find his dad that he doesn't know anything about. And it did sound like a really interesting plot, and there were some aspects of it that I really liked, but again, I did only give it 3 out of 5 stars, so I think it might be something. I did watch it kind of like over a couple of viewings, so I think it might have been better if I watched it full time. So I don't know if this will be something that I enjoy maybe on the rewatch, who knows. And then on the 13th, I watched Crazy Stupid Love, which I've like heard so many great things about it, and I never actually watched it. So it has like a really good cast of characters, but it's like when it starts out, you don't really know how these characters are connected until the really end, which is really fun. And if you've seen like the scene where they like all kind of realize that they're all interconnected, is really hilarious. But basically it just kind of follows people in different parts of a relationship. One of them is like where a couple is getting divorced, and the guy is like, or Steve Carell's character is like trying to, you know, bounce back, and he runs up with Ryan Gosling's character and all this stuff. And like it was actually really funny. I really liked it actually, so it's something that I kind of want to purchase in the future. I did get The Space Between Us and Crazy Stupid Love from the library. It is hard though to place like Steve Carell as someone different than Michael Scott from The Office, so that was just kind of hard to do. But again, I really enjoyed it, and it was really good. I gave it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. It was a lot of fun. I then watched Miss Congeniality, which was on Netflix that night. You can see I watch movies like in intervals where it'll be like the weekend and I'll get to watch 2, and then I go for spurts where I don't. But this was one that I've seen bits and pieces of, but I've never actually seen the final thing, but I'm sure you guys all know about it. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was fun. Like, it's not the best movie out there, but it's just a lot of fun, and I like if I was put in a situation like that, like I don't know how I would react. But yeah, it was just like a fun movie, and I really did like it. So yeah, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then was feeling very, I don't know, this was like, I'm trying to go through all the videos that I have in my queue, like movies in my Netflix. So Trolls was one of them, and I honestly did not know what to expect with this one in particular. Like I did know about like the song, obviously, that was playing everywhere, and I don't know, like I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I did not like it. I didn't like the first like half of it, and it wasn't until the second half where there's actually kind of starts to pick up, and I don't know, it's not my favorite animated movie, and I don't know, I just did not like it. There were some parts of it that I did like, and some of the music was good, but overall it was just like, I don't know, the second, like maybe like the last like third of it was really good. So I don't know, I had mixed feelings about that. Then on that same night I watched Practical Magic, which I actually have never seen before, and because it was like Halloween. You can see I don't watch a lot of Halloween movies for Halloween, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's about like 2 sisters who are witches, and just kind of there's like a curse where like the man you love's gonna die, and they come across a bad situation, just how they handle it. Like I've never seen this before, and I know it's something that's well loved by a lot of people. And I really enjoyed it, actually. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was really good. I did really like it. So, yeah, I really did enjoy it. It was something different. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then kind of continuing on with the Sandra Bullock theme, I then watched Miss Congeniality 2. It was not as good as the second one, I will say, and I think that's the general consensus of the kind of the duology here. So I did give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. There are some parts that I enjoyed, but overall I didn't feel like it kind of lived up to kind of the first one, which is a bummer, but it was fun. Like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. And then that night I also then watched Bridget Jones's Baby, and I was pleasantly surprised with this. I've only seen the first like movie in this series, like the original like Bridget Jones's Diary, and I actually didn't like it that much. Like I don't know what it was, but I decided to give this one a try because I do really love Patrick Dempsey, and I gave it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. Like I think it might be 4 actually. I think I would give it a 4. Because I actually really, really enjoyed it, and I really liked it, actually. I don't know what it is, but I kind of want to rewatch it again, but it was just fun, and I think it kind of, like, I don't know, like, I've only seen the first film, so I can't really be one to judge, really, per se, but I don't know, I really liked it a lot better than the first one, and if you're familiar with the first one, there's, like, tidbits in here that you would get where they kind of flash back, and the little bits and pieces there, but I don't think you need to watch the first one to watch this one, because I did not like the first one, but I really like this one, so I think this one probably will get a rewatch before the year is up. I then watched Deep Blue Sea, which was on Netflix, and I've had this on, I remember I came home from work one day and my parents were watching it, so I've only seen kind of the end of it, but it's basically about this scientist who is trying to cure Alzheimer's disease, and so she genetically modifies the brain of sharks. And so I'm not like really into a lot of shark movies, but I did see pieces of it that were intrigued, and I was like, I need something a little scary to kind of keep up with my Halloween theme. And it is an older film. I will say it's from 1999, so the animation is not the best, and I did feel like a lot of the characters were kept at arm's length, so even if they were in a peril situation, I didn't really care whether or not they lived or died. And like some parts of it were very suspenseful and fun, and then like I don't think in terms of like the animation it didn't age well, so it was okay. Like some parts were suspenseful that were pretty intense, but overall it was just, like I said, like I wasn't attached to the characters and I didn't really care much for the situation, so yeah, it was just okay. So then moving on, I then watched Wreck-It Ralph. This was a rewatch. You guys remember that I watched this last month for the first time, and my friends actually came over, and so we watched this. They wanted to watch this, so I was like, that's fine. I've only seen it once, so that was good. And I caught a lot more of the jokes in this one the second time around, and it's actually really fun. I really enjoy it. I really love Vanellope. I think she's just a really fun character, but basically yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and I think I didn't like know much about this film when it came out. Like obviously it took me 5 years to watch it, but yeah, it's really good because I was like, I don't know much about this plot, but just give it a try, and it's just really neat, just kind of the perspective of characters in actual kind of games. So yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and yeah, I really like it. I should give this a heart too because I really do like it. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a movie that I had to watch. I got like 3/4 of the way through, and then I had to watch it the next day because, like, start from the beginning because I was a little drunk when I watched this the first time. And I was like, I have no recollection of what actually happened, but it's Kubo, I can never say that, in the 2 strings, which is a stop motion animation that does incorporate CGI in it, but it was very well done. I heard really great things about it, but I feel like from the trailers as well for this one, it didn't really explain, like, going into it. But it's basically about, I think it might be loosely related to, like, a Japanese, like, tale, but it's about this kid whose father has been killed, and his mother, like, sacrificed herself to save him from his grandfather, who is, like, the Moon King, and he is trying to grab his other eye and, like, make him, like, see the bad side to humanity and all this stuff. So he goes, sorry, that is my annoying neighbor doing opera, but so he goes on a journey to collect the things that will make him, like, safe from this guy, and he kind of comes across 2 unlikely sidekicks, and it is a terribly tragic film. I am not gonna lie, like, it was, like, sad, and at the end I was like, my heart. But yeah, it was really well done, and, like, people who do stop animation, like, if you like stop motion films, like, if you Google Kubo and the 2 strings, like, stop motion and just watch it, it's just really, like, those people probably have, like, the best patience ever because it would just take forever. But it was really good. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I did feel like some parts were very slow, but it did have a good, like, some, like, humorous spots in it, and it was a heart jerker, and I highly recommend this. This was a really, really good film to watch, and it's on Netflix too, so you can go check that out. And so on the 29th, I was feeling reminiscent of old times, and so I watched Balto, which was also in my Netflix queue. So I just nailed out a lot of my Netflix movies on here, but I ended up watching Balto, which, if you were a 90s kid like me, it was like, this was like one of the staple movies I remember growing up to. And looking back on it now, like, oh, it's like a really really dark film, and I still hate that bear fight scene. Like, it is terrifying. Even looking at it now, like, it is, like, scary. Like, if you haven't seen it, just Google Balto bear fight scene and you'll find it, and it is terrifying. But of course I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was just walking down memory lane and just all that stuff, and of course I loved it as well. It's like, I don't know, it's just, if you're a 90s kid, like, it's the perfect, like, I don't know, that's like one of my staple childhood movies that I watched, so, you know, it was fun just watching it now as an adult and all that, but it still lived up to the expectation that I had in my mind of it, so, yeah. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little multimedia wrap up. So let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite kind of movies, music, and TV shows have been, and if there's anything like new TV shows I think I need to start to watch. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.